Hi everyone, and thank you for joining in on my video about Ombre Nails. Now, I think this is a really, well, I haven't really seen many designs of it when I was googling it on the internet, just on Google Images, just to try and get a bit of inspiration. So I thought, let me see what colours I've got and what ombre effects I can do, as well as showing you how to do it yourself. It's really easy. So if you can see, I'll show you some of them real quick. We've got a beautiful purple ombre from light to dark. We've got a lovely blue one, which I cannot pick up. Yes, I can. There we go. Pretty blue. I am quite partial to this one, I admit. I think it's really pretty pink. There we go. And this one's a really beautiful sunset. So it's like yellow, orange, and actually the bottom of it is red. It's a bit difficult to see in this light, unfortunately, but I think you might be able to see it from the pictures. Well, I suppose the further away I hold it from the camera, you can actually see it. And we've got a beautiful green here as well. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you how to do an ombre nail. Okay, so I'm only going to demonstrate one colour because it's basically the same thing. It just depends on which colours you're going to be using. So I'm just going to show you how to do it on the pink. And for this, I have been using, because I ordered it in a huge bulk for some reason. Not even for some reason, it's because I liked it. So MoYou London's pink range. So I've got Pink Wednesday, which is the base I've used here. Soft Berry, and the last one is August Plum. So there are different ways of doing ombre effects on nails. The most common, and I'd say probably the somewhat oldest technique used, is just using a makeup sponge, and it is pretty easy. So before I start painting on here, this is an example of what I did for the blue one. So you can see there's 3 different colours all going down. You can, you know, do them, it depends which way you want it really on your nails. I like to do from light to dark personally, and as you can see the descending effect of the colour is really nice. So you've got a nice light blue, you've got a medium blue, and you've got a really nice dark blue. So as you recall from the blue test, it goes down in a really lovely subtle kind of gradient, which is exactly the effect you want if you want to do ombre nails. So with that in mind, we can start to do it with the pink. So ideally you want to have your lightest colour as whatever your base is. At least that's the effect we're going for with this particular design. So let's get all these unscrewed so we can access them much faster. Because ideally what you want to do is move fairly quickly with some of these colours before they dry on the sponge. I suppose it would vary depending on the nail polish you're using as well. Some might be quite thick, so they take a lot less time to dry, and by the time you start dabbing it on the nail, you'll have to reapply the polish. So starting with the light one. And medium one. So what you want to try and do, you can see, is try and overlap them a little bit, because when you start dabbing it on the nail, the whole point of it is to blend and gradually descend into the next colour, which creates that beautiful ombre effect that we actually want. So that's what we are doing. Okay, bum, bum, bum. Okay, as you can see, that looks really pretty. But what we want to see is on the nail. So boop. So what you want to do is gently dab it on the nail. And as you can see, the colours start gradually emerging. Now the thing is with this, you can't do it just once. you have to do it sometimes 2 times, maybe even 3 times if need be, to really get that gradient flowing from light to dark, or vice versa, depending on how you want to do it. So there you go, that's a nice start, methinks. So we just let that dry. You're not even gonna let it fully dry, just, you know, dry a little bit. And for me, a little bit is by the time I put the next set of polishes on this sponge. So I'll do that next. So again, you can reuse the same sponge, but usually you wouldn't have. If it goes too dry, then it's not worth using it, but my sponge is still a bit moist, so I think I'm okay. Ideally, instead of using new sponges all the time for every single gradient you're going to do, it's quite nice just to actually just snip off, because if you can see, this is quite a thick sponge. You can snip off just a few millimeters of that, and you've still got the rest of the sponge to use. So, you know, don't waste them. Save money by kind of reusing, which I find very useful. I mean, I have a lot of them, but that's not the point. It's good to, you know, cut down and make the most, because you could probably do both hands, to be honest, with one sponge. I mean, this is what they originally look like the packet I bought, which was quite cheap off Amazon and came quite quickly. So yeah, does the job. Okay. So again, you want to dab it, sometimes move it a little up and a little down, so you can again get that really nice blended effect. Dab the bottom a bit more if you really want to make it pop. Down and down, up and down. Okay, right, there we go. Of course, you can do this as many times as you want to get the desired effect. I think 2 times might be okay for me. I mean, it looks okay, and then I'm kind of happy with that. So there we go. Look at that. Simple, really simple, and really nice. And obviously, it's going to be much better once you put a top coat on it. So remember to do that, because it will give it a beautiful shine. It actually makes it look extra pretty when you pop it on, and it just the blending just looks much nicer. So yeah, that is pretty much the basics of how you do an ombre effect on your nails. So here we are, final, finished end results, just like I showed you at the beginning of the video. But I thought it would be a little fun to just include the sponges for each one. So as you can see, like I demonstrated, it goes down from one colour to the other, blends beautifully, and once you dab it on the nail, it should do the same thing. I would recommend, ideally, when you're using your sponges, again, try and recycle some of them where possible, in terms of, you know, you're only going to use a very small section, and even then it will be a few millimeters of the sponge you'll use. So just cut them off, and then you have a clean sponge underneath to reuse, which is what I did. I pretty much used one of these to do all of these. So, you know, I cut them off and yeah, use them like that. So these aren't the only colours you can test out on, obviously. There are so many different types of designs you can try. I actually wanted to show you this one that I had a notion to do. So it was, it's difficult to see in this light, but it is white lilac and a slightly darker lilac on top of each other. So I was, yeah, it looks quite nice. I mean, you know, I'm really happy with that. It's really pretty. So that was the effect we were going for. Yeah. So there's so many different combinations you can try. I'm going to try some bolder colours at some point soon, and probably post them on my Instagram, so you can all see different kind of colour combinations you can do. I'll put a list of the polishes that I used for the video, so you can note that for your reference. Of course, you can use, you know, you can actually use any polish you want, anything you've got lying around. You can actually make a really nice gradient with it. So, you know, be creative, use your imagination. And please, if you haven't, follow me on Instagram and just post and tag me in your pictures so I can see what kind of beautiful ombre designs that you've done, because you know, sometimes it's a struggle to find inspiration. I think it's great to look at what other people are doing, and you know, just yeah, it's really nice to see. So thank you very much for watching. All of you, take care. Bye.